Hello, I'm coming to Melbourne all alone on a budget to discover all the must-see attractions. We'll be visiting the Royal Botanical Garden, the National Gallery, and the famous Graffiti Alley, and a tour of the State Parliament, indulging in lots of free food, as well as many historical buildings and other attractions, and ending our visit by chilling out at the St. Kilda Beach, all free and done easily. Melbourne is the capital city of Australian state of Victoria and the second most populous city in Australia with a population of 4.6 million. During the Victorian gold rush of 1850s, it was transformed into one of the world's largest and the wealthiest cities. Today, it's a leading financial center in the Asia-Pacific region and considered Australia's cultural capital, with Victorian-era architecture, extensive shopping, museums, galleries, theaters, and large parks and gardens. So let's get started by getting out of the airport. If you're arriving from Melbourne Airport, there are public buses for $6 plus the cost of My Key card, which can be purchased outside of Terminal 1. Downtown shuttle buses are also available, ranging from $18 to $20. Many offer door-to-door drop-off. If you're arriving from Avalon Airport, you can reach a city center by scheduled shuttle. Both shuttles and intercity buses will drop you off at the Southern Cross station. I recommend you stay in the city center known as Docklands, surrounded by lots of attractions accessible by foot. But regardless where you stay, Melbourne is easy to get around through the public transportation. And as of 2017, all fares provide unlimited travels on trains, trams, and buses for 2 hours, and the most you'll be charged a day is 2 one-way fares. Our starting point is the historical Flinders Street Railway Station. It is Melbourne's busiest station and the busiest railway station in Australia. Completed in 1909, it is a cultural icon of Melbourne. Our first stop is located just across the street.
So to begin off, we start with the Confederation Square because this is the center of the city. Behind me is the famous cathedral, and what's so nice about it is right across it you get the Melbourne Visitor Center where you can get all your maps and stuff like that if you need it. You can basically walk anywhere here by foot. Anyhow, let's start exploring.
Right across the street is another one of the city's landmarks, the St. Paul's Cathedral. It is built on the site where the first public Christian service in Melbourne was conducted in 1835. The area of the current site was a corn market until 1848 when it was made available for the construction for the cathedral, with the foundation stone laid in 1880. Just a few meters away is a Hosier Lane. Melbourne is known as one of the world's great street art capitals for its unique expression of arts displayed throughout the city, and this is definitely one of them.
For those of you who like to spray paint and decorate the public places, bring your spray can, yes, and you can decorate and mark your turf. And the best of all, it's totally legal. This shit on the wall says, nice color though. And I totally agree. I might not know what are these on the wall, but I really like the color and the artistic side of it. I really agree with one message here. Street art is cool, and can't agree more.
By the way, did you know Melbourne operates a free City Circle public tram? It takes you to majority of the attraction mentioned here on the north side of the Yarra River.
So this is a free tram that will take you around to different attractions here in Melbourne. It's pretty cool because it stops, for example, at the zoo, the Melbourne Star, and a bunch of other attractions. If you really want to get an interesting experience and want to be arrested, that's a place to go right there.
Actually, this is not that old actually. One of these stops is Town Hall. It's a seat of municipal government of Melbourne, but also used for multiple purposes such as theatrical plays, exhibitions, as well as school concerts. Next, we'll check out the polity of the Victoria State by visiting the Parliament House. It's connected to the underground metro, but is not really necessary as it is only 15 minutes walk away or by free tram.
So, if you're interested in politics, this is one of the great places to go to, the Parliament of Victoria, because it's open to the public and the tour is free. And cameras allowed, so you can take lots of selfies in there.
It has served both the seat of Parliament of Victoria from 1927 to present day, and as well as the seat of Federal Parliament of Australia from 1901 to 1927. When Parliament is sitting, visitors are welcome to come in and see the Parliament in action, such as the debates. However, free guided public tour and the express tour are available multiple times a day, on the weekdays when the Parliament is not sitting. After all that politics, we need to eat something. On a budget, of course, preferably under $10. And the Chinatown is a perfect place to be.
So, we are in Chinatown, Melbourne right now. And to be honest, I haven't had Chinese food in like so long. And I think it's time for me to catch up on the wonton soup and the deep fried rice.
Melbourne's Chinatown is located in the city center and is a major tourist attraction. It was established during the Victorian Gold Rush in 1851 when Chinese prosperers came to Australia in search of gold. In 1854, the first Chinese lodging house was created between a Little Brook Street and Celestial Avenue.
So this is one of my personal heroes. This is Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the modern day founder of China. And this is also located in Chinatown. In the back is the Chinese Museum.
The ground floor of the Chinese Museum was remodeled as a visitor center for the Melbourne's Chinatown. The traditional Chinese New Year Lions dance has always ended at this point. With a blessing of good weather, let's head off to a nice 15 minutes walk to another historical site. The Royal Exhibition Building is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site for being one of the last remaining major 19th century exhibition building in the world. It was built to hold the Melbourne International Exhibition in 1880 to 1881 and later hosted the opening of the first Parliament of Australia in 1901.
One advice I want to tell everyone while you're in Australia is make sure you are properly hydrated because it's hot most of the time of the year. However, the bottled water is very expensive. They're like $2 each. What I recommend is you buy a bottle, drink it, and then fill it up at one of the water fountains of the city. The good thing is the tap water here is very safe to drink and it tastes just fine.
Located beside the exhibition building is home to the Melbourne Museum. Touring Hall is one of the featured exhibitions where international artifacts are displayed. Past exhibitions include mummies from Egypt and dinosaurs from China. Another historical building is the State Library of Victoria. Established in 1854, it's a central library for this state and holds over 2 million books. Its reading room includes chess, heritage collection, art collection, newspapers, and more.
From our readings, and here we go. The State Library of Victoria.
Our last destination on the northern side of Yarra River is a Queen Victoria Market. It's a nice 10 minutes walk or accessible by the free tram.
Don't talk about the coffee.
This is another major landmark and the only surviving 19th century market in central Melbourne. Prior to its conception in 1878, Queen Victoria Market had been the site of the wholesale fruit and vegetable market and livestock market.
34 to change.
It's the largest open-air market in Southern Hemisphere. The market is open every day of the week except for Mondays and Wednesdays. On Wednesday evening in the summer month, there's night markets which offer dining, bars, live entertainments, and varieties of other stalls.
And you got us feeling alright.
The food can be expensive here in Australia, so this is one place where you can get free food. I mean, free samples, especially if you like cheese. But be fast, or else you'll be outcompeted by school children.
It is good. Yeah,
Can you
that's
tell me-
part of a tour. So that is hummus, and they're Tuscan olives, and that's Dalmatis.
But if you cannot compete with them, don't be disappointed. The price of food here ain't that bad. Also, there's free book sharing and free candies everywhere to brighten up your day. Next day, it's time to explore the best free attraction on the south side of Yarra River. And this is also a perfect time to introduce another means of transportation.
You do get free trams all across downtown Melbourne, but it's really nice to go at my own pace for those bikes, and the first 30 minutes is free. You just need to pay a daily access fee of $3 or something like that, and you get a limited amount of rides under 30 minutes. The only drawback is I can't have a tripod, so I have to use wherever I can to put the camera in. Anyways, I think it's time for me to visit the Botanical Garden, and I think you should join me.
We'll begin our tour by biking around the Royal Botanical Garden, first opened in 1846. It's internationally renowned and consists of 94 acres of landscape gardens, consisting of a mix of native and exotic vegetables, including over 10,000 individual species. Since the earliest days, the Royal Botanical Garden is involved in plant research and identification. This is done primarily through the National Herbarium of Victoria, which is based in the garden. The herbarium is home to the state botanical collections, which include 1.2 million dry plant specimens and an extensive collection of books, journals, and artworks. Another nearby attraction is a Shrine of Remembrance, built as a memorial to the men and the women of Victoria who have served in the World War I, and is now a memorial to all Australians who have served in the war. Today is one of the largest war memorials in Australia and the site of the annual observance of Anzac Day on April 25th and Remembrance Day on November 11th.
I think I'm getting wet.
Next, we'll visit one of the largest and the best art galleries in the world, National Gallery of Victoria, or NGV International, on St. Kilda's Road. Its history can be traced back to a Victorian gold rush when the Victoria became the richest colony in Australia. In 1859, the government of Victoria pledged £2,000 for a purchase of plaster casts of sculptures. In the early 1860s, further money was set aside for the establishment of the first art gallery. Pretty amazing. Look how big are those portraits. I have no word to describe it except for this amazing. The NGV's Australian art collection encompasses Indigenous Australian Aboriginal art and artifacts, Australian colonial art, Australian Impressionist art, 20th century, modern and contemporary art. One of the great things about this gallery is the fact that you can get so close to the artworks, and of course you shouldn't touch it, but a lot of it is just open, there's no glasses, so you really feel like you can almost yours. The NGV's international art collection encompasses the European and international paintings, fashions, textiles, photography, decorative art, paintings, and drawings. It also has an extensive collection of Asian art, Mesoamerican art, Pacific art, sculptures, antiquities, and global contemporary arts. So we are in the Japanese exhibit, and this is just one of many exhibits. They have one for China, for India, and these in particular are rare collections from Japan, and considering this is a free gallery, it's a must-see. Now as you can see, like in here in Melbourne, you get all kind of strange architecture. I don't know what that is. I know there's a Sunday market there. I don't know what this is, and there's no description anyways, but at least you get to really enjoy the different type of architecture here in Melbourne. Right next to the gallery lies some funny structures. Initially, I thought it was some television or a radio antenna, but it's not. It's actually Art Centre Melbourne. Finally, we finished our tour of downtown Melbourne at the riverside. Just few steps we began at the opposite to the Confederation Square.
And you there, buddy, you want to throw that?
Well, after all that walking, I think it's time for us to take a rest at the Alexandria Gardens, right by the riverside. So let's go and check it out.
Pedestrian and cycle access to the garden is via the steps or a ramp from the Prince Bridge, or along the promenade from South Bank under the Prince Bridge. After 2 days of non-stop walking and biking, it's time to chill out at Melbourne's most famous beach, St. Kilda's Beach, located just 6 kilometers from the city centre and accessible by tram. It's also home of the Royal Melbourne Yacht, and the road run alongside the St. Kilda's Beach are popular with many sporting events, such as marathons and bicycle racing. But if you're lucky enough, you may even see some little penguins near the marina. Finally, I returned to the Southern Cross station to catch a bus to the Avalon Airport for my flight to Sydney. From the same station, there's also shuttle buses that go to Melbourne Airport, as well as Greyhound and other interstate coaches that will connect you to other Australian cities. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed Melbourne, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And connect with us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching.